The U.S. government now mandating vaccines or regular testing for big companies starting January 4th. Joining us right now with more on this, Jerry Sanders, President and CEO of the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce. Jerry, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Raul. How are you?
I'm doing well. So this is, to say the least, this is a sweeping order, right? Impacting millions and millions of Americans, 80 to 100 million people or so. Is there an estimate how many workers would be affected here in San Diego? You're looking at, the last number I saw was like perhaps 2/3 of the workforce.
Well, it's, it affects companies of 100 or more.
Right.
That includes part-time, and it includes everybody that you have. So it's going to impact a lot of companies. I don't know the exact number in San Diego, but it's going to affect a lot of people.
How do they plan to enforce this? That's always been the question throughout this pandemic, enforcement.
Right. What they're doing is they issued guidelines, and those go into effect on January 4th. So it'll be after the holiday rush, which means that employers who are trying to hire right now don't have to worry about it until then. They have to have a system set up so that they can log in all their employees' shot cards so that they know that they've been vaccinated. They also have to set up the guidelines. And if they have employees who work remotely and don't come in, then it doesn't affect them. They don't have to be vaccinated. Otherwise, you have to test on a weekly basis. And in places other than California, the employee has to pay for that. In California, the employer pays for it.
Okay. So those exemptions, again, I think for people working outside too. So there's a lot of rules and a lot of new things that need to be learned essentially here. You mentioned 100 employees or more. That could be a smaller business with 110, 120 employees versus the bigger companies, right? And that's going to affect those two companies very differently.
Yeah, it will. So if you have 5 locations and you have 20 employees in each, or you have them spread out, that still counts as 100 employees. So that's going to affect a lot of companies. We consider small business to be 50 employees or less, but when you start looking at a lot of these restaurant chains and a lot of the supermarkets and all of that, a lot of them have 100 employees.
Could this be applied to smaller businesses, saying the ones with less than 100 employees, eventually, somewhere down the line?
Yeah, it could be. And probably a lot of companies are already voluntarily doing it. Asking their employees to get vaccinated, giving them benefits for getting vaccinated. And, a lot of companies are demanding that all their employees be vaccinated, whether it's small or large.
We got to talk about the pushback. We've seen it on just about everything during the pandemic. We've already seen, for example, In-N-Out Burger. They're pushing back against some of the mandates on their customers, saying, look, we're not going to stand at the door and ask people to show us their cards when they want to come in and get a burger. Do you expect to see any of the same thing here in San Diego with any of the new requirements?
Well, I would expect to see it anywhere in the United States.
Sure.
I mean, we have a certain population that's going to push back on it. But there are fines attached to this, small fines for inadvertent problems, but some rather large fines if there's, you just decide you're not going to do it, up to $158,000 for each incident.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the penalties. That's a lot of money. It's going to start hitting them in the pocketbook, and that's when maybe some of the folks are going to start changing their minds, perhaps, or not.
Well, I think so. And I think what we've seen also with the vaccination mandates, a lot of people say they're not going to do it, but when it comes down to a deadline and maybe losing a job, they are getting vaccinated. So it's working in a lot of ways, and it's unfortunate we have to go to those lengths.
I wanted to ask you again, I think you mentioned this earlier, but in terms of either you're vaccinated or you have to get the testing, explain again who's paying for the testing. You said that California is a little different than the rest of the country. Can you give us a kind of a clarification on that?
The vaccine mandate by OSHA nationally says that the companies can make the employees pay for it.
Oh, wow.
In California, OSHA has already said that the employer has to pay for the testing. So California is different than probably some other states, but nationally, the employee is going to be the one that picks up the tab.
That probably is going to be a big deal as well. Jerry Sanders, always a pleasure talking to you, sir. Thank you for taking the time.
All righty. Thank you, Raul.
All right, thanks.